All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get going because this is my first time doing a live, right, on YouTube and really doing a live. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. But I was like, you know when you're gonna get started? When you get started. So that's why your girl is up in here right now, and that's what I'm about to do. So there's a few things that I labeled. If you look at the description, first, let me just welcome everybody to the Nikki D show. That's one, right? Let me just roll it back a little bit because I don't have an intro. Not when I'm going live right here because, I mean, I'm just getting into it. Feel me? So let's go ahead and get into the couple of things that I put on the description. We want to talk about Tiffany Red. If you're not familiar with Tiffany Red is one of the writers as of late. If you've been on Instagram, she's been outing the big time celebrities for basically not caring about not caring about their writers. Like Tiffany Red has written for so many people over the years, and she kind of got fed up. She said after 17 years, she got fed up with the business and decided that she was going to create a company called 100%. Because you may or may not know that writers just never always get most of their publishing. Now, do I need to get into what publishing is? I'll just tell you really quick. Whatever you write is your money. Whatever you write, when those records sell, when they stream, when those royalties come in, it's yours. But what happens is when you're brand new or not new, when you tap into an artist or a celebrity that's well known, they're established the whole nine, what happens is they tend to say, hey, listen, you're rocking with me now, so I'm gonna need you to go ahead and give me a piece of that publishing. Even though they was not in the studio, they was not in your little brain when you decided to write the music. They was not in the gym with you when you was practicing, all of that. You feel me? So Tiffany Red has decided that she was going to go ahead and now, after outing Diddy, she's now about to after outing Beyonce, she's now about to out Diddy, right? For all of what she feels like has tarnished her career now. Because she's written for Cassie, she's written for Zendaya, she's written for Usher, she got a Grammy with Jennifer Hudson. Like, the girl is not no slouch. You know what I mean? She's definitely not a slouch. But people tend to kind of come down on people because you stands, y'all be going hard. Y'all stands be going way too hard. Like, y'all be on some, oh, it's Beyonce, why you going off like that? Oh, you wouldn't be nowhere if it wasn't for her. This is all cap, and y'all need to stop. Like, the girl is getting threats at her house. She's getting threats on her phone. Like, I'm gonna play this little video for y'all, and I think you can only get the I think you're only gonna get the audio because I ain't trying to get in trouble. I'm just waiting for her to get there. In the meantime, I'm still have a little bit of a conversation with y'all. But I'm not about to I see somebody in the chat. I'm gonna let her be low until she really get to where she gotta go with it. Because I want y'all to hear this little piece, right? In the meantime, how y'all doing? Yeah, your girl got a little drink. This ain't for kids, child. It's after something o'clock. They ass need to be in bed, be getting ready for school. You got kids? Put their ass in bed, okay? I'm gonna put you to bed. I'm gonna get better at this live thing, y'all, so don't play with it, okay? So I'm gonna turn her up a little bit. Let y'all listen to Miss Tiffany.
There's a lot going on in the news.
So
there's a new lawsuit filed yesterday by Rodney Jones against Sean Diddy Combs and countless other people. And I've gotten a lot of media requests. I've gotten a lot of DMs from the community. I've gotten a lot of questions. And so I thought I would just share it here because I don't plan on doing any interviews. I don't plan on doing any. I don't want to.
This is Tiffany Red, y'all. Remember, Tiffany Red, the writer,
behind the scenes since December for myself. Oh, it was filed yesterday. Sorry, one of my friends just texted me because she's watching. It was filed yesterday. And so I just thought I'd let the cat out the bag because I just can't take it anymore and I'm tired of carrying this. I am suing Sean Combs too. I'm suing Sean Combs. I'm suing Interscope Records. I'm suing Bad Boy Entertainment. I'm suing Epic Records. And I don't know who else. I don't know if my lawyer is saying there's anybody else that's in there, but those are the people that I am suing. I am suing for tortious interference, for all of the work that I have done that has been fucked because of all of this. Fucked.
I gotta turn that down a little bit because I know you two don't like all them
Fucked.
curses. So Tiffany, girl, I'm gonna bring it back up.
Back. Just put my phone on do not disturb.
Here we
My
go,
work was fucked. It was derailed.
girl. I'm trying to get
I spent
monetized.
years working with Cassie. Years. The music is incredible. It's all fucked now. It's got all this nastiness all over it. I can't tell you what I felt like when I found out this is what was going on. I can't tell you what I felt like when I found out that my music was playing in the background. That the reason why this nigga called me emotional singing bitch is because he was listening to a demo of me singing while he was doing God knows what with my fucking friend.
She talking about Diddy, y'all. And she gotta stop cursing, girl.
I have been dealing with this shit since 2015. This has been some of the most traumatizing and terrifying moments in my fucking life. And to watch the world cackle and joke and people sending memes back and forth and all y'all in my DMs like, Tiff, did you see this? Like I'm fucking blind. Like I didn't just sit on NBC and speak with Chloe about my experiences. Are y'all fucking kidding me? So cat's out the bag. I'm suing too. That's why I haven't been answering your questions. You want to know why I haven't been in LA? You want to know why Tiffany Red is not outside doing 100% her activations? Because I don't feel safe. That's why. Because I don't want to endanger my team, the people around me. LA? Are you kidding? New York? Are you kidding? How is it safe for me the moment that I speak up? I just got a DM from Chalice for posting, trying to accuse me of defamation for my last post. That was a post of fucking Billboard.
All right. So Tiffany girl cursing so much, child, I can't even let her continue. But I think y'all get the point. So again, let me just get back to the fact that a lot of y'all need to chill when it comes to people's lives. Y'all get so stuck in this celebrity thing that y'all forget that these people are people who've been writing for these celebrities. If it wasn't for these writers, half of these celebrities, you wouldn't even hear them. A lot of them barely can sing today. They got tons of auto-tune and tweaking all over their voice. They even got it on the stage. It's not just in the studio. It's all over the place. You feel me? So when you write somebody like a Tiffany who's been in this game for a long time and just trying to get her money, her publisher is her money. And she's outing people for just dogging her. And now she's even more pissed because the stuff that she's written in the past that has anything to do with Cassie, it's all dead and gone. Anything she has to do with anything that has to do with this guy is all dead and gone. And the fact that now that she also outed the fact that she was around when Diddy was doing what was allegedly. Let me just put all this out there, child. I ain't got the banners that they be talking about on YouTube. Put your banner up. The banner is allegedly. Okay, that's my banner right now. That he was doing all these things to Cassie and she was around. Like, he didn't like her songs because her songs was based upon kind of like what was going on in her life. And he was like, I don't like all of that. Like, he didn't like all that nasty, bitter B stuff, right? That's what she was saying. But y'all need to take into consideration that these are people's livelihoods. And y'all need to come out of stand mode. Like, that is just terrible. You know what I mean? Like, give the girl a break. Now, I'm going to watch that case, the Tiffany case, and maybe we'll follow it. And not for the sake of gossip, because a lot of people are posting stuff just based upon gossip. I want you guys to be informed. A lot of people don't want to inform you. They want you to keep running around. They don't want you to be informed. They want you to keep running around spilling the tea. You know what I mean? Being mess tea. That's okay sometimes because I like a little gossip myself. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you're getting the information because a lot of y'all don't want the information. You feel me? And that's just a little bit crazy. But anyway, hi Nicholas. How are you? I got somebody in here that is chatting with me, baby, okay? So this first live is live because Nicholas is like, what's up, boo? I see you. What's up, Nicholas? Thank you. All right, y'all. So I'm going to get into the next thing. So again, y'all be careful with these people who write. Like, you'll have somebody like, did y'all know that what's this woman's name? God rest her soul because I love her to death. We grew up in the same church, Whitney Houston. Y'all know she didn't write almost none of what she did, right? Almost none of it. But she was a guarantee and entitled to some of her writings and her masters at a certain time in her life. And guess what happened right before that certain time was about to happen? Yeah. This music industry is treacherous, y'all. It's very, very, very much so treacherous. And y'all have to stop looking at all these celebrities like they God. People be like, why isn't this one saying anything about Palestine? Why is anybody saying anything about? Because that's beyond a celebrity. And y'all keep wrapping these celebrities up like they your mama and your daddy, child. Now, here go my glasses because I got to read the next one. So we're going to get into a little bit of the story behind Jam Master Jay. Now, finally, they have the murderers. And they've been found guilty. Yes. They are going to serve 20 to life without the possibility of parole. Let me tell you why I'm pissed about that, right? I'm going to tell you why I'm pissed. But let's just go ahead and we're going to read it real quick what happened, right? So let's go back to when it really happened. So I'm turning my head. I'm sorry, y'all, because I need to read a little bit of the story. So let's go back to Mr. G and Mr. J, who I love so much. He was such a cool person. More than 21 years after the death of Jam Master Jay. It's been 21 years. 21 years. Come on. 21 years? More than 21 years after Jam Master Jay, one-third of the legendary trio Run DMC, a jury has found two men guilty of murder. Ronald Washington and Carl Jordan Jr. were convicted Tuesday, that's last week, and today, and face a minimum of 20 years in prison and a maximum life sentence for the 2002 killing of Jam Master Jay, Jason Mizell. Now, let me take y'all back to the night of the murder, right? So, oh, thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate you. I got the cassette too, boo. I still got it. Um, Let me take y'all back to 2002 when it happened. I was in my living room. I was living on the west side of Harlem. I'm on the east side now. I was living on the west side. In 2022, we got the call. Everybody was like, Jason was shot. I was like, Jason who? Jam Master, what? And then it was like he was shot and murdered. Now, this is the thing that really grinds my gears. Because we have been around these people who had murdered him all our young lives. We were all thriving throughout the same industry. You know, we're all managed with the same people around us, walking into the same building. So at this point, allegedly, Jason was into some drug dealing, right? This is what it says. This is what the story says. I'm just repeating the story on NPR News. Allegedly into some drug dealing. He had cut the young man and the other guy out of the deal. So it was two other people that was supposed to be in on a $200,000 deal. He cut them out, pulled somebody else in. Now, Jason was in the studio playing a video game. There was somebody else in the studio, a couple of other people that went in there. And naturally, if you know the person and you have a lock on your door, whatever, when you buzz them in the door, you just buzzing them in because you like that's family. They coming through. You ain't feeling no type of way. So whatever deal they had, Jason didn't feel like it was enough for him to not be able to communicate with the person. Gets upstairs. At the time, Carl Jordan Jr. is 18 years old. And I don't know how old Mr. Washington was then, but Mr. Washington was with him. He was a little bit older. So they get upstairs in the studio. It wasn't even that long they was in there. They shot Jason in the head. Carl Jordan Jr. did, with a .40 caliber pistol. With a .40 caliber. So, if anybody knows anything about those .40 calibers, they're hollow tips. They used to call them cop killers. So automatically, whoever has a hollow tip, they don't want you around after that. Somebody coming at you like that, they don't want you around like that. They trying to get at you. It was so terrible. It was so terrible that when they went to go restore Jason for the funeral, they kind of had to put half his head back together. The restorationist had to. A restorationist is the person, when you go to the funeral home, they put you back together if things aren't quite there. They do the makeup, they do all, but they have things to literally kind of put your face together or your head together if it's not there, if the family prefers an open casket. And that's what happened. That's how bad the gunshot wound was, or the gunshot was, because it took half his skull in his face. So this is probably one of the most horrific things I have heard of somebody that I knew aside from a family member. You know what I mean? Jason was like family. One of the coolest people. Like, he signed 50 cents initially. You know what I mean? He gave him his shot. Jason put a lot of people on. But here's the scary thing. When I tell you, when we go back to when we was all in those buildings at Rush Management, 298 Elizabeth Street, Carl Jordan Jr. was the son of Run DMC's road manager. Yeah. So how do you get around that? You know what I mean? That you can't even trust the people that you roll with. How do you get around that? That's crazy. Oh, thank you. That's crazy. Thank you, Jay. I think I see a JD. If I put my glasses on, y'all, because I can't see much without these little tiny ratings. But anyway, thank you, Jay. I see you. It says my show was lit. Thank you so much. How do you get around that feeling? And the sad thing is, all those people who are around, most of the people were Jason's family. There was his brother that was around. He passed. There was a cousin around. They passed. There was like a lot of people in Jason's family are gone now, so they don't even get to see this vindication right here. You know what I mean? Like they don't get to see. They didn't get to go to court. So everybody who was in court was probably maybe a few other family members that were still alive, some friends who got to see this. And here go the crazy thing. Why was the other side of the family of the person who murdered Jason, they were all just distraught and tore down that their child just got 20 years to life for murdering somebody. I mean, I mean, if y'all know anything about Jason Mizell, y'all know he was a cool person and did not deserve to go like that. I feel like if it was that bad, why you ain't just like, and I hate to say this because I'm not into violence, right? But anything to save a life, why didn't you just beat him up real bad? Break something. You murdered a legend. Regardless of what was going on, Jason still has a legend, regardless of what the situation was. He ain't hurt nobody. Okay? You murdered a legend. You took away something that our community, well, there is the reason why things were going on between them, that whole drug dealing thing. But, and that's not to negate that. I'm not saying that. But when we talk about Jason Mizell, Jam Master Jay, the DJ, the one who created the style for Run DMC, the one who came with the Adidas and the Lee suits and the fedoras, the one who came with, that's all Jason style. That's all him. Joey and D wasn't doing that. When Jason got in the group, he did that. Y'all probably also know when you go back to the Run DMC album, you'll see that the first album or two, the first couple of albums, I believe, Jason was just a silhouette because he had to sign on as a group member. He wasn't a group member, so he had to sign on as a group member. And then that's how he was able to now appear on albums. So then you go back and look at that and you'll see history where that's concerned. You know what I mean? But I just think it's so wild what happened to this man, y'all. Like, so many things have happened in this music business, right? And that's not even music business. It just happens to be a music business person. And because it wasn't the business of music that took Jason. And it's super duper sad. It's really, really, really sad. So God rest his soul. I love and miss you, Jam Master Jay. One of the best DJs out there to do it. One of the biggest party show DJs. You could not, nobody was doing it like Jason was doing it. And when you had songs that Run DMC had, baby, that show was going to be rocking. Okay? Okay. I'm trying to tell you. But, okay, y'all. Let's go a little bit further now. Like, salute to Jam Master Jay, salute to Run DMC. There is no greater rap group. I said it. There is no verses for them. They need an honorary verses. If they were still doing verses, Run DMC would need an honorary verses. Ain't nobody getting with them. Y'all can throw all the names up in the world y'all want, it ain't happening. Do yourself a favor. Carry on. All right. So, really quick, y'all. Let's get into this Dame Dash situation. JD Diesel. Oh, what's up, Diesel? That's you, Diesel. I see you, boo. It's crazy for real. And I remember the day it happened. Yeah, it is crazy. Absolutely. Let's get into this Dame Dash situation. So first, let's get into what even brought this whole lawsuit on, right? So we're going to go back to the beginning of it. I'm reading a little bit from the story because that's what I have to do. So initially it says, Dame Dash ordered to sell his Rockefeller shares to pay $823,000 debt, settlement rather. Not debt, settlement. It's debt now because now he owes that. But that's not to be, that's the debt with interest because he was sued in 2022 but he didn't pay, and that was for $805,000. And since he wasn't giving up the money or he wasn't able to or whatever the case may be, he decided he wasn't going to pay. That's how it became $823,000. So let me just put you on. So this is what it says. After declining to sell his shares of Rockefeller, Jay-Z Dame Dash may be forced to hand them over to a buyer after all. The entertainment executive producer has been instructed to auction his shares of Rockefeller Records to satisfy the $823,000 judgment from a legal case with Josh Weber, producer of Muddy Water Pictures, reported by, this was by Radar Online. So basically, the movie was called Dear Frank in 2016. They were shooting this movie called Dear Frank. And Josh Weber was like, the dude keeps showing up on the set drunk, or not drunk. He said he was on the set high all the time. He was rude. He was disrespectful. Now, this is not to knock anybody when they down. But are we not to believe that some of the things in the past that people have said about Dame are not true? You know what I mean? Like, if everybody is having the same experience with him, why can't the things that have been known in the past be somewhat true as well? Like, don't get it twisted, right? I tell people, Dame knows his stuff, right? And people say, oh, Dame is very smart. But I like to believe that smart people do smart things. And when you're smart, you put that information into a place where it could build and grow for you. You don't do it so that you walk around and be like, yeah, I'm the smartest one. I'm the guy with the culture. So you need to be rocking with me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just come off like you're the only one who can run the show like that. Because what happens is you kind of walk yourself out of the situation. You kind of will walk yourself out of the situation for sure. I'm trying to, at the same time, read the chat right here. Love you, Nikki. Stole that Letting Off Steam cassette single from Sam Goody back in the... That's what's up. Stole the Letting Off Steam cassette from back in the days. That's what's up. I still got mine. So when you have somebody like a Dame Dash who is very knowledgeable, who, yes, him, Jay, and Biggs, Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs, right? Those three got together and said, let's create a label, Rockefeller Records. We create the label. Now what we're going to do is go find distribution and do our own thing. Because at that point, Cash Money had a distribution deal. Master P had did his thing with No Limit back then. Did Murder Inc. get theirs after or before? Yeah, I think Murder Inc. came after Rockefeller. If I'm not mistaken. Dang, my memory is fading me, child. I'm getting up there. But all of them underneath the same insignia. You know, Jam Master Jay had his label over there. Everybody had started to like branch off and do their own independent thing. So why not? Jay-Z's a dope rapper. He's from Brooklyn. And like they said, they went all over the place trying to sell this album and nobody would buy it. So they put it out themselves. So once they hit the market and they was carving out their market share, getting like almost gold, because they didn't go gold initially. Almost gold, having dope people on, having Biggie on it, having Mary J. Blige on it, having everybody was on this album that needed to be on the album, but mostly on the album was Jay-Z creating this new energy that him and Biggie both was kind of embodying from that whole Brooklyn hustler kind of vibe, right? But they both kind of still was different. So I actually was working at Def Jam when this whole deal went down. So the Rockefeller deal happens. And now Dame Dash is in the building, and Jay is in the building, and these new major moguls are walking through the building. We like, ooh, we all excited because it's new energy. They bossed up. They doing what they do. Even Jay, at some point, once he got big, he came into the office one day. I remember him having a conversation with Lior and saying to him, "Listen, I'm no longer doing clubs." Jay has stepped his game up to the point where he was like, I'm only doing arenas. I'm not doing no more small clubs. Like, they really came in and bossed up. You know what I mean? They took control. They knew what they wanted to do. So naturally, when you're in the music business, unfortunately and fortunately, you wind up having to do business with the distribution system. The distribution system is not owned by Black people. It's owned by mostly Jewish people. We know that. That is not a bad thing. That is just a thing that is. Because people will, like, it's a bad thing if, in fact, you don't understand or you don't get it. But you too can do your own thing. But because we're so used to machines and we don't really understand that whole idea of how to move your own thing at that time, which they were doing, but they see they couldn't get anywhere that they wanted to get. But they could have gone if they wanted to push it out a little further because people have done it. But I feel like once they got with Def Jam and had the big machine behind them, which we were then with Universal, and then once they got the machine behind them, boom, they took off. Now they got way more doors open. They have way more access. They have bigger marketing, bigger PR. They have better studios. They have bigger budgets. They have all these things now in order to move their brand forward, right? So then they come in the game, and now you have to have these meetings. You're the CEO of Rockefeller. Yes, you are. You're the big boss. So now you have these meetings, And now they just start to become volatile meetings. Because you and Jay have your own stuff going on, and I'm not going to get into that because I know a lot of that stuff too. So y'all have your own thing going on personally now. Now it's starting to be something different as the albums start to come out, as blueprints start to come out, Blueprint 1, 2. Like all these things start to roll out. Now it starts to be a little bit of turmoil between y'all. Then Rockaware clothing line, a little bit of turmoil between y'all. The women that are involved, who's doing what with who. Jay's out on vacation. He comes back, and Damon's trying to get the whole Dipset on Rockefeller, like, and firing all of Jay's people. This is not something people don't know. This is stuff people know. So that right there has caused all this turmoil between them, right? So now Jay's like, let me just separate myself a little bit because I see we both have some kind of distrust is happening here. So they separate themselves, and now you still have this big old baby you got that you've built now. You've got Beanie Siegel, you got Memphis Bleak, you got State Property, you got Freeway, you got Rihanna they signed. You got they got all of these artists now that are just turning up, that are just turning the label up. So now they're really growing. But when you start to grow in business, and this is what I mean about being smart, when you see things not going your way, it's not for you to stop and suck up people, but it's for you to pull back and be like, let me look at the chessboard again, because it's always chess, it's never checkers. Let me look at the chessboard again. And I'm not sure if Dame was always looking at the chessboard. I think he just always wanted the next play, and he didn't really see how to move the next play along. If in fact Dame probably had moved a little bit different, it wouldn't be that way today. So now, remember when he tried to sell a third, or he tried to get an NFT done, I believe with I think Jonathan Mannion was trying to get an NFT done, and then Dame was also trying to do something with his third, but he couldn't do it because you know why? It was a third of 3/3. Like, you had to get the other two in order to make it happen. So when Dame tried to do that, Jame and Big said, no, let's put a clause. This is why now what's on the table is an issue. They said, let's put a clause in the contract that says, listen, in our corporation, no one can sell without the other. They had a court date for it. Jay and Big showed up. Dame did not show up. So when Dame did not show up, that negated the fact that the third that Dame has, or the third that any one of them have, is theirs. If the judge have ever ordered any one of them to give up those shares or liquidate them to pay off a debt, they would have to. It's not protected. It's not protected because he didn't show up. This is what I mean about doing smart things. He didn't show up. So when he didn't show up, it became an issue. So hence the reason why now when the judge is ordering Dame to give up those shares, when he's ordering Dame to, sorry, y'all, I'm getting messages on my phone. When he's ordering Dame to give up those shares, he doesn't have an option anymore. Because Jay said, no, we're trying to block it. No, you can't block it. Your boy didn't show up for court. So that's what I mean about being smart. Your ego was not showing up for court. But the smart you would have showed up for court. Because guess what? That's what that means, Dame. Neither one of y'all can sell any of the shares without the other. That's just what that means. So you're still protected. You know what I mean? But it still could be appealed. Maybe he still owes the money regardless. And that's obviously where the money's going to come from. It still could be appealed. However, I think it's odd that the one thing that is your legacy is going to be snatched because of bad business. And when people say things like create another Jay-Z or create another Rockefeller, like the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, like Rohan was on Drink Champs talking about how these young men who sued her, who actually wrote most of that, wrote the whole album with her, but wrote all of the song, the lyrics, the melodies, played the music. I know them. When they were talking about that, they were like, oh, if they're so great, they should go create another Lauryn Hill. Well, then she also would be so great to go create another miseducation. You can't recreate greatness without that same bubble. You know what I mean? You can't redo these things. That's why people who sound like Biggie and people who sound like Pac and people who sound like Jay, these distinctive voices, they can never really blow because they just sound like the thing that we already know and love and we won't accept it. You know what I mean? So when they tell you to go recreate another thing, you can't really. You could go create something else, but that same knowledge that you have, that same information that you have, you should be able to do it. But unfortunately, I don't think that's an option for some. You know what I mean? So anyway, I was looking at It Is What It Is, the podcast by with Mace and Cameron. Now, this could clearly be a rumor. From my understanding, they want to kind of protect it. Because imagine Jay and Biggs having to share reasonable doubt or whatever is in that baby of Rockefeller with a complete stranger. Right? That's crazy. Like, you don't want to have to share that with nobody. So I just thought this was kind of cool. I'm just going to play it real quick. I don't know how much truth is in it, but if y'all was on It Is What It Is podcast, y'all will know. So hold on.
It's for hip hop, you know?
Oh, it's definitely.
It's good for hip hop.
Yeah, listen. So a random could have got it.
Yeah.
A random could have got it.
Yeah. So, hypothetically. I'm just saving it from the vultures.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's in good hands. It's definitely in good hands, man.
All right.
Congratulations, hypothetically.
I love these.
You owe me $1.
Yeah, I do.
Yo, Cam and Mace is so dope on It Is What It Is, right? But so you heard that. So basically, he was saying he's saving it from the vultures. That is the take on it. Like, I got to go and look at the whole show. I just kind of took a bite like everybody else did. So bad journalism on my part, right? But that's kind of what they're referring to. Because if the shares are up, why not it be from somebody who actually are part of the culture, understand the culture, and will take care of those shares? And what better partners to have? I think Jay and Cam and them could get along. I think Jay and Cam get along. You know what I mean? Mace, why not? We're in a space right now where we need to figure out how to hold on to this intellectual property that we have in hip hop. We don't own much of anything. Nothing, okay? Not a damn thing, Craig. You know what I mean? Perfect for Cam and Mace. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a dope thing. And the one thing I like about Cam, let me just say this while we're on this real quick. Cam is so raw. I did not know Cam. Hey, Tom. I did not know Cam. Tion. Oh, no, that's Tion. Child, I ain't got my glasses on, honey. I didn't know Cam was so raw. When he was going at Melissa Ford, baby, I was like, at first I was telling my son, I was like, who is he talking to? Like, why he wilding like that? Then I saw what she said, and I was like, oh. So you can't just, I don't mean to bring up old stuff, but baby girl, you can't just be referring to stuff you know nothing about and then have it look like men were somewhere messing with people they shouldn't have been messing with. You know what I mean? Accusing them of dealing with, you know, people they should have been dealing with. I'm not going to get into all of that, but, and then when Cam found out, he just went crazy on her. And I was like, He even had jeans. I don't know if y'all saw these jeans. I got to look for these jeans. I should have had the picture so I could put it up. He got jeans with her face where the zipper is and her mouth open. I was like, Cam, you are wild for the night, boy. He's a real ratchet dude, but he's dope as F. You know what I mean? He's dope AF. And he put out some recent music. He's doing this stuff with Kith. Y'all know who Kith is, the clothing store and the clothing brand. Yo. Oh, okay. Thank you. I was right. Because everything looks blurry when you don't got your glasses on, look, I'm going to tell you. When you don't got your glasses on, Tom, it look like a T, maybe an I, maybe an O, maybe an M. But yeah, when it's, okay, TJ, I see you. When it's, dang, I lost my thought talking to Tom, TJ. But anyway, Cam is raw and Cam is dope. So I really like their podcast. I don't know the young lady. She's very just kind of like, she's there and I think she's dope at what she does. But I kind of feel like there's such big personalities and her being right in the middle, I feel like they just kind of like, it just flies past her. And then we only hear her when they absolutely are silent. Like my big mouth, I'll be right in the middle like, what? I don't even know nothing about sports, but let me tell you what it is, okay? But anyway, This is my live. I just wanted to put out there because I had not been getting on my YouTube game. I'm going to set up my little situation here. This is my office where I record. This is my second room, rather. I record in here. It's a pretty much of a mess. If it's like, and then the mess as in, I have my lighting boxes here. I have my backdrops here. I have shoes and boxes in here. You know what I mean? Like stuff where you kind of like store stuff. And I even got a little extra spot if you want to just take a little, quick nap. I got that too. But I'm going to get it together. And I just wanted to put a live out there so you guys could check it out. And yeah. So I'm going to do this at least once a week now. Maybe twice a week. I'm going to go live. But I see people going live all the time. And I've been wanting to go ahead and keep doing my little videos and edit them, but I don't have the time to sit and keep and splicing and cutting. It's a lot. But guess what? I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. So thanks for the 3 people that showed up. I'm going to go back to this one day. When y'all see me on a big, big screen, y'all going to be like, remember you only had 3 people in your live? I'll be like, yup. No, I can't even count them. Anyway, y'all, thanks for tuning in. If y'all have anything y'all want me to talk about, please, you could go ahead and message me here on YouTube, and we'll put that in the chat. It doesn't always have to be music. It could be relationship stuff. It could be anything but politics and religion. I don't do that, okay? I would not be doing anybody politics or religion. That's the worst thing you could get into, because you'll be arguing with people all day long, and I ain't got time for that, honey. All right? So anything you guys are interested in, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much for coming on and joining me. And I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Until next time on the Nikki D Show. Peace.